All right. Turn this light down a bit. There we go, so it's not so bright. Good God. Stuff's a mess. What's happening, y'all? So I decided to do another video today. Quiet this down a bit. Got my CB radio running. I was bored, so I decided to get on here. Yeah. We're going to do a couple of things this evening. A little entertainment, Sunday entertainment. Let's see if I can go on live on Facebook as well. Hey, baby, what's happening? I want to go live on Facebook too if I can figure out how to do this again. Let's see here. No, that's Reels. Can I go live there? No. I think I have to go over here. No. Where do I go live at? Video. Here we go. Go live by yourself. Go live. All right, let's see if I'm live on Facebook as well. Webcam. There we go. All right. All right, so now I'm live on Facebook and on YouTube. That's right. Let's see if I can figure some stuff out here. Go live there. All right, now I can see comments and stuff. I'm going to go over here to YouTube. What's up, y'all? All right. Well, hey there, Kyle. What's happening? Good enough. Man, you're on kind of late, huh? Well, I don't know. You're not too late. I guess it's around, what, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock your time? Something like that. I got 2 live feeds going tonight. I'm both on Facebook and YouTube. So this is pretty cool. Oh, yeah, Ashley's watching me on Facebook as well. Just stopping in to say hi. Well, I'm glad you did. It's good to see you in there, Kyle. I like it when people come see me and things like that. Oh, by the way, Kyle, I did find you. Oh, it's midnight. Okay. I did find you on YouTube, and I sent you a subscribe. So I did subscribe to your channel. Just in case you didn't know. So yeah, it's midnight. Okay. So I'm gonna do a couple different things this evening. I got a bunch of boxes over here, as you can see, that I need to break down. And as some of you already may know, I do this every so often, especially like when we order a lot of shit from Amazon or whatever. Oh, no problem at all. But anyway, so I got a bunch of boxes over here to break down, and as some of you may already know, we do a lot of stuff on Amazon, and with it being Christmas, we've been ordering some stuff. So I got boxes over here I need to break down, and then I've got a car here. I don't know how long any of you plan on sticking around, but I've got this car here that's disassembled that I need to put back together. I'm going to make it into a General Lee. What's say, Greg? Katie? What's happening? I know you haven't seen me live before. This is not something that I do a whole lot from home. I'm usually on YouTube 3 times a week. Well, I try to get 3 times a week anyhow. I'm usually on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Uh, nice car. Yeah, I know. I take these. It's disassembled right now. I ordered this off of Macari the other day, and what I'm going to do is it's in pieces, right? So I took it all apart. I wanted to see how easy these cars were to take apart. And then I'm not sure, Kyle, if you're familiar with a TV show called The Dukes of Hazzard, but I'm going to turn this into a General Lee. Um, I'm going to put these decals on this car. See, I got all the rest of the stuff here. I've got the hood in here, the engine compartment, the dashboard. I'm probably going to have to go get some stuff to clean it up with before I actually start putting it back together. But so I thought that would give me a little bit of something. Yeah, that's my British Jack back there. Yep, I really dig that flag. Um, I went to London in 2011. I was in London. I went to see Iron Maiden play. Um, Hi April, how you doing? Kim Blevins is watching. Hello, y'all. So yeah, I went to London in 2011. I guess it was like August, early August, and I saw Iron Maiden play over there at the O2 Arena. I'd never been out of the country before, so that was a pretty cool trip. But I've always liked this flag, so I decided that one is actually from London. I bought that at a little shop over at a place called Covenant Gardens. I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with that. But Covenant Gardens is a really cool place. They've got a lot of little shops. It's kind of a tourist trap. They got a flea market and stuff over there as well. I haven't been back to London since, but it's a pretty cool place anyway. And for my Facebook viewers, if you guys are still there, um, I got a bunch of boxes over here, as you can see, that I need to break down, and I usually just take them, break them down, and put them all in one big box, and then I take them to work and discard them. So that's what I'm doing this evening. But anyway, so first things first, I'm going to break down these boxes and get this done first. And then I'm going to take this car that I have. I'm going to put it back together. Now, before I do any of that, I'm probably going to have to go upstairs and get my little screwdrivers because I came totally unprepared. Um, and if you guys are wondering, I am in my basement. I have a finished basement in my house. So this is kind of an office area. I've got this shelf behind me that's got a bunch of collectibles and stuff. You've always wanted to go to London. I'll tell you what, Kim, if you ever get a chance, you really need to. I know I'm looking over here at my phone to see who's commenting on Facebook, but I have to look here in order to talk to the camera. So this is a little confusing for me, but and stuff like that. But if you've never been to London, you really should go. The only reason I went is because, well, first of all, I'd never been out of the country before, and I thought what a cool experience it would be. And at the time, I had the money. When my mom passed away, she left me a bunch of money, and I thought, well, I want to do something, kind of memorable with this. So I decided that I wanted to go over there and see Iron Maiden play. Now, the original plan was to go to Dublin, but both of the Dublin shows were sold out. So, and then that was like a Tuesday and a Wednesday or something like that. So Thursday they had the day off, I guess, to travel, and then Friday and Saturday they played at the O2 Arena, which is I guess that's northeast London. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of directionally challenged when it comes to that area over there. But so we ended up staying. We ended up staying in a little province called Canning Town. That's where our hotel was. It was right on the Thames River, and it was really cool because I got to ride what they call a tube over there. I went to a place called Covenant Gardens. Like I said, it's kind of a touristy trap place, but it's a really cool place to visit. And that's where you really get a sense for, culture and things over there, because there's a lot of like mimes and street performers and that kind of thing over there. Yep, you're number one, Kyle, as always. When you're on, you're the number one guy. Anyway, so yeah, tonight, like I said, I'm breaking down these boxes. As you can see over here in this corner, I've got quite a few I got to break down. What we do is when we get our Amazon packages, we take the contents out. We just kind of throw them down at the bottom of the stairs, and I just kind of kick them out of the way, and then once they build up. So it's been a couple weeks since I've done this, but once I get a bunch of them collected, I usually just break them down, put them all into one big box, and then when I take them to work, we've got a recycle dumpster at work, so I take them to work and recycle them. So for you guys who've never seen me on Facebook before, it's probably because this is only the second time I've done this. I didn't actually know that I could do Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but I thought the last time I was on, I thought I would. You didn't get anything from Grandma Chris when she passed away? Well, I'm sorry, Ashley. What do you want me to do about it? You want me to, maybe for Christmas I'll send you something that was hers. I don't know. Anyway, now I forgot where I was. Somebody remind me. What was I talking about? I forget. Anyway, so we got a recycle dumpster at work. I'm going to take these boxes. Oh, I know what it was. So when I first time I did this, I didn't realize that I could do Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Now I've got a YouTube channel. For any of you guys who are joining me on Facebook that have never, I've got 2 people watching on Facebook. For those of you who don't know, I do have a YouTube channel that I try to do 2 or 3 times a week. It just kind of depends on my mood, and it kind of depends too on, like, if I work 10 hours, I'm usually on it. Well, let's see, I get off at 4:30 if I work a 10-hour day. So that would be 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you guys that are watching me from North Carolina on Facebook. And then for you people local here, that would be 4:30. And as Kyle knows, that's pretty late his time. It's usually like, I don't know, 11:30 his time, something like that. But he does manage to stop in on me at sometimes. Anyway, I've actually seen Kyle a few times. But I have never, you don't mind being number 2. You're used to it. I hear you, baby. Yeah, well, I guess you have to get used to it when you're the second child. You know what I mean? But I've still got 2 people on Facebook watching. That's cool. So I'm hoping maybe I'll get a pretty good crowd tonight. I don't know if any of you guys know or have watched me on YouTube or not, but I wasn't able to do but one video last week. YouTube has this thing about copyrighted material, so they don't like you using songs that are have copyrights on them. So they gave me a warning. I had like too many black check marks or something for copyright infringements, because sometimes when I'm doing live videos, there's music playing in the background, whether it be like, on the radio, or if I'm at work and it's playing in the background, or in the car. I don't mean for these things to play, but they actually do. So I get these little, hey, Jim, you use copyright material. And what I usually try to do is I dispute it, because if I don't know what song's coming on the radio next, then I really don't have any control over that. So, and then like for some of my short videos that are like a minute or whatever, um, you're allowed to use up to a minute, I think, that falls under like the Free Use Act or something like that. I have to look into it more, but I've heard other people talk about it. Somebody out there loves me a whole lot. They're pressing a lot of hearts. Is that you, Ashley, or is it somebody else? Let's see. I got two people watching on YouTube, and I got one person watching on Facebook now. So, anyway, so this is what I do. You know, I just come down here and do my thing. This is only going to be about an hour video tonight. I'm hoping I can get everything done I need to do. I'll have to go upstairs, and, like I said, and get my screwdrivers. Boy, somebody loves me a whole lot. I'll have to go upstairs and get my screwdrivers, put the car back together. And so that'll take me a minute. I told Dee I wanted to, I'll probably be on until about 6 maybe. I think we're going to do burgers tonight. Something quick and simple for Sunday night. But, yep. All right. A few more boxes here to break down, and then I got to put all this stuff in that big box. I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to be sending to North Carolina for Christmas. I had actually, you're logging off now. Thanks for the fun chat. Got a crazy early start tomorrow. Keep up the awesome work. Good night. Hey, Kyle, thanks a lot for stopping in. Good, like I said, man, it's good to see you in there again. Yeah, feel free to stop in anytime. Anytime you see my light come on or whatever, it'd be good to have you in there. But have a good night and a good week. I'll be on tomorrow afternoon around my regular time. So cheers to you, Kyle, and I'll talk to you later. All right. So maybe we'll get some more people in here. You know, I don't know, being that I'm kind of a smaller, a smaller channel. I'm not really like big production and all that stuff. But being that I'm a smaller channel, I don't know how they work sending out the notifications. You know, I guess it depends on the amount of people that are on too. I don't know how many people are on tonight. No, Kim, unfortunately we don't. It's been melting all week, so most of it's gone, but I imagine it's probably going to snow again here pretty soon. I'm in Missouri. I didn't know if you knew that or not. But it was real nice while it lasted anyway. You know, there's still like some residual stuff that hasn't melted yet. But it's not as bad as it was. We've been just barely above freezing most of the week. So, you know, it's taking a little longer than usual. But no, not right now. We don't have any. Yeah, it was beautiful, wasn't it? All right, take it easy, Kyle. I'll see you later. I do like, you know, Kim, it's when I first moved here, that was in 2000. I moved here in 2010. I moved here in April, and I saw more snow in 2010 here than I had seen in Charlotte probably in 10 years. And when I moved here, I was 41 years old when I moved here, and I never saw a white Christmas. And my very first Christmas here was a white Christmas. It was really cool. It really, you know, kind of set things off. You know, when you got snow on the ground on Christmas, it gives it a whole nother meaning. You know what I mean? But it was pretty cool. But I've grown kind of tired. Believe it or not, I've grown kind of tired of the snow. It's not really the snow that's the bad part. It's just, the cleanup and see, there's two things I hate worse in the world. Um, there's nothing I hate worse than shovels and rakes. And unfortunate enough for me, so when it snows, I have to use a shovel. Go figure, right? Uh, but really, it hasn't. This was a really. This was like our first big snow of the year. So it wasn't really bad, and it didn't last but just like a week or so. I hate it when we get snow on the ground and it lasts for like a couple of weeks. Yeah, I know, Ashley, you missed the snow, but you didn't get to see any snow when you were here because you came in February. Now you saw snow on the way here in North Carolina mountains, if you remember, when you came here to visit, or when you came here to stay for that little bit of time you were here. There was snow on the ground in the North Carolina mountains on the way here. So I don't know if you remember that or not, but we actually did stop in, I think it was like right outside of Asheville. We stopped and for a rest or a break. But I got a couple of photos that we took together of me and you in the snow. But see, by the time you got here and got all settled in and everything, it was almost springtime. So, anyway, guys, I have to excuse me. I'm just putting stuff in this bigger box now. I'm gonna have to find some big boxes at work. I got a bunch of stuff I have to send to North Carolina for Christmas. Um, I had actually even tinkered with the idea of going to Charlotte for Christmas this year, but I don't. What's up, Scott? Install heated sidewalks and heated driveway. Come off of that wallet, brother. No, that's all right. Look, I got what they call a snow thrower. It's like it pushes around, it plugs in, and it's got this thing in it. It's kind of like a tiller, right? And what it does is it brings the snow to like the center, and then it throws it out this chute. Now I've got one of those, but the thing is usually when it snows, it's too deep for me to go get that out of the building. Right on. But I did use it last year. We had, I think it snowed maybe 2 or 3 times last year. What's going on the CB radio tonight? I miss hearing it sometimes. Not a whole lot. There's a little bit of skip going right now, but I'm on channel 19. I'm not sure if there's anybody else on tonight, but there's some chatter. I'm hearing people out of the Mojave Desert this evening on the CB. Usually, if I can hear you, I can talk to you, but for some reason, trying to talk west, I can't. I can talk all day east as long as the conditions are right. Um, but I don't really, believe it or not, I don't really mess with my CB a lot anymore. I used to be down here a whole lot when I first got it, but I don't do a whole lot of talking on the CB anymore. I've got this really fancy. I've got this really fancy radio that's got 1 million channels in it. Kind of like that black radio that I used to have, Ashley. If you remember that one, that Ranger 2950 I had. This one's called an Anytone Quad 6. Hey, cousin Shannon's on. How about that? Look at there. Yeah, I don't see. That's really cool to see all you guys checking in from Facebook. I've had probably 7 or 8 of you in there this evening. God, my hair's all messed up. It's all that bending over I've been doing. But so yeah, if the conditions are right, I can usually, if I can hear you, I can talk to you on the CB. But unfortunate enough for me tonight, I'm just getting a lot of chatter, but the conditions aren't really good. I hear things going on, but I'm not. I don't know. I've tried to contact that guy in the Mojave Desert. He couldn't hear me. I guess he didn't respond anyway. But I'm thinking I've got this Anytone 6666. This thing's got 1,000,000 channels in it. And I try to, every once in a while, I try to talk what they call skip. Well, hello, Dustin. And hello, Melissa. How's it going? Good to see you guys in there. So the first part of my live video is pretty much over. I had a bunch of boxes that were stacked up over here. You know, we do the Amazon shopping, and then when we empty the boxes, we just throw them down at the bottom of the stairs. But I've got this. Hello, Sharon. How are you this evening? It's good to see you in there. I've got this car that I bought off of Mercari, right? And this is something I do in my spare time. I took it all apart because I was going to try and tighten up the doors because the doors are real loose on it, right? So, and I do this every once in a while. What I do is I get these cars. Now, generally, I don't take them apart. But I decided for some reason to take this one apart, I guess just to see how easy it was, because I wanted to see how the windshield and the back glass was put in, because sometimes the color of car that I require, give Dee a torch driveway with instead of shoveling snow. Yeah, I hear you. That's all I need to do is put a flamethrower in Dee's hands. You know what I mean? That's like the last thing we need to do. But so I've got the hood here, right? Now this car is actually orange. It's kind of an orange red color. And once I put it back together, if I haven't lost any of the screws, and I haven't, I've only got 3 screws, I'm going to turn it into a General Lee. But I've got to go upstairs and get the screwdrivers because I forgot to bring my screwdrivers down. And I actually started this live video before I had really planned on doing it. So I got to get some water. I got to get some Q-tips. And I've got to get a pair of tweezers so that I can put the decals on. So if you guys want to hang out a minute, this shouldn't take me too long. I just got to go upstairs and do a few things real quick. You're freezing because you had surgery yesterday? Okay. Your watch for me live again. Okay, Scott. Hey, thanks for coming in, man. It's good to see, people coming in on my live videos. And if, in case you don't know, I do have a YouTube channel as well. It's Jim Earhart 3483. You'll have to put the @ sign. Jim Earhart 3483, and then you can see me. I do live videos quite a bit on YouTube, and then I put a bunch of stuff on there, concerts and funny things and stuff like that. I do that a lot. But anyway, Scott, good to see you. I'm glad you stopped in to say hello. And I've still got one person watching. I guess that's Ashley. But anyway, okay. So if you guys would hang out here just a minute, I'll be right back. Ashley, if anybody checks in or says anything while I'm gone, just let them know. I'll be right back. Okay. Watch the people ticker up there for people to come in, and let them know on Facebook too that I'll be right back. All right. Here we go. I am back, folks. I guess nobody's watching on Facebook anymore. That thing's running behind too. It's about 10 seconds behind my normal feed here on Facebook. I mean YouTube. That's pretty wild. Okay, so I need some light so I can see what the heck I'm doing here. So like I said, I've never taken one of these apart, and I didn't know how easy it would be, but I thought I would try it and see, because I've always been curious, because I can't always get the car the color I need to do these General Lees. So I thought that I would. There we go. That's better. I'm not sure what's going on this side. I don't want to break it though, so I'm not going to force it. But I never. Let's see. I guess I need to put it back together first. So let's see. Where's the engine compartment? So that goes like that. No, it goes in this way. And I got to put the hood in. This might be a little bit of a challenge putting this thing back together, more so than it was taking it apart. Like I said, I've never taken one apart before. I'm not sure how the hood goes in there. I guess I have to put it in first. All right. Like that. Yeah. Okay. And then I put the engine in. I'm sorry if you guys come in and I'm not talking to you very much. I'm concentrating on this thing here real quick. So I'm a little bit. Where's all my screws? Okay, there's screws there. All right, good. I was afraid I'd lost some of the screws that go in here. So this thing, you got to get it in just right. It's got slots in this engine compartment thing here for the hood. All right, there we go. Anyway, I'm not sure. It's these two smaller screws. Anyway, well, like I said, this is something kind of new for me. I mean, as far as putting these cars back together once I take them apart. And then from now on, I think what I'll do is if the orange cars aren't available, I'll just order one of a different color, and then I can paint it, detail it, and everything. I've actually never done that to one of these cars either, so I think that would be something really cool to do as well, is to tape them off. Yeah, these screws are really tiny. Look how, let's see how tiny that is? It's a little bitty thing. That way you can see that. But what I can do is tape it off and then go get some, kind of like a model car, I guess. I haven't built a model car in years. It's been quite a few years since I've done a model car. I got nobody watching on Facebook right now. Or at least from what I can tell, there's nobody watching me on Facebook. All right. And then, uh-oh. Well, that wasn't good, was it? Oh, I know why. Because the I don't have the thing in the dashboard. I think the dashboard is what actually holds this in place. Oh, come on. Oh, I gotta open the doors. Okay, there we go. All right. Mojave Desert, California. All right, so that's the engine compartment there. Got it all together. And I've got the dashboard, steering wheel, and all that stuff. I'm going to put it in here now and figure out which way this thing goes upside down. And it's got little slots that I have to navigate the rods for the hood. So, okay. For some reason this thing's not wanting to go in. There we go. Right on. All right. Now, this is going to be a challenge. Right, there we go. So, can I build you one? Well, I guess I could. But like I said, Ashley, these things usually come pre-assembled.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'm not talking to you, Alexa. Your name's not Ashley. Good. My Alexa ball just answered me. I wasn't even talking to her. Uh-oh. Where's my screw? Is it still in there? Yeah, it's still in there. Okay. Oh, I knew this was going to be a pain. I should have known that before I ever took it apart. You know, these things never go back together the same way they come apart, unfortunately. Thank God I still got pretty decent eyesight. All right. Yeah, Ashley, I could probably make you one of these. It doesn't really require much. But like I said, usually when I get these cars, they're pre-assembled already. And then all I have to do is put the decals on. But this car, I got it real cheap. I bought it on a site called Mercari, Mercari. It's not a car site; it's a sales site. It's kind of like eBay. Um, and I got a really good deal on this car. Usually these cars are around $30 a piece, but I got this one I think for like $12. Okay, so the hood's on. Well, you can see that the engine's in. Okay, and that's what it looks like underneath. 3 screws. 1, 2, and 3 right there. All right. Now, I'm going to put in the body or the wheels and stuff in here. This may not be too bad. The screws are still in here, so I didn't want to lose any of them. I was afraid if I took it apart, I might lose the screws. But it seems to be pretty good. I don't know why it wants to. It's not going in right. There we go. What's going on here? It's not going in the way it should. Why not? I'm not sure what's going on here. So I can get the back end, and then I can't get the front end. Then I get the front end, and I can't get the back end. Oh boy. Let's see here. There we go. All right. There we go. Now we're talking. So this one here, I'll have to sell this one as used because I've never, like I said, I've never taken one of these apart. I take them out of the box. They come pre-assembled. I take them out of the box, and then I put the decals on, and then I put them back in the box. I screw them down, and then I sell them on eBay usually. which this one here will probably go on eBay or Mercari, one of the two. I haven't really decided yet. But this is kind of I wouldn't say it's really a hobby for me. I just think it's, I just like doing stuff like this sometimes. Even though, let's see, is that screw catching? All right, all together. That's what it looks like now. Like I said, I need to put the decals on it now. It looks pretty cool there, huh? And the hood opens. And the doors open. Yeah. All right, now for the tedious stuff. Oh, I didn't bring the alcohol down. Let's see. I don't have anything here to clean it with. You guys will hold on just a minute. I'm not sure how many people are still watching. Meta Horizon desktop editor has finished installing. Well, good. So I've got my brand new computer here. That's what I'm working on tonight. It's a Lenovo gaming computer. I don't know. I bought it so that I could hook it up with my my MetaQuest Oculus mask, so I could go into VR world. Oh, you like my shirt? Yep, Judas Priest. I got this at the concert last year or 2 years ago. It's Judas Priest, baby. You're familiar with Judas Priest, aren't you? I think I've turned you on to them before. All right, so give me just one more minute. I got to go back upstairs. It'll take me 1 minute. I got to run and get some rubbing alcohol because that's what I clean these up with before I put the decals on. So I'll put that right there so you can see it. And I'll be right back. All right. So I am out. Oh, somebody was on Facebook. They just left. I didn't get to see who it was. Anyway, so I was out of rubbing alcohol. So I grabbed some window cleaner instead. Hopefully this will do a good enough job to clean this thing off. This is a used car. I think it belonged to a kid, to be honest with you. But when I looked at the photo on the sales thing, there was a little kid and his mom on there. So I got a feeling a little kid probably owned this car. And, you know, you outgrow things after a while, or you get tired of playing with them because the new wears off, you know. And I think that's probably what happened here. So, anyway, get this thing nice and clean so I don't get fingerprints. You wear a size medium. You want what? One of these shirts like this? This is a concert shirt. I know it's glass cleaner. That's what I said. Well, I said window cleaner. Isn't that what I said? I know I didn't say fabric cleaner. There's no way I said fabric cleaner. All right, so it's all nice and pretty now. Look at that. All right. The hood still opens. Good. Okay. All right. You know, I really should have cleaned this thing on the inside too before I put it back together, but because it's got my fingerprints on the inside. Damn it. Well, I guess I can stick the Q-tips in from the outside, clean the glass. Anyway. Whatever. All right. So when I get done with this thing, I'll probably put this thing on uh, eBay for about, I don't know, $30 or something like that. Beauty Miss, yeah, it's Beauty Miss, all right. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll put it on Facebook, or not Facebook, but I'll put it uh, on eBay for about $30. So I got about total about $20 in this car, and I generally try to sell them for like twice what I have in them. So that's probably what I'll do. I like to have music playing too, but unfortunate enough for me, YouTube likes to give me black marks and stuff, and that's I'm not gonna do that this evening. And I've done quite a few of these cars. I usually get about $60 for them. But that's when the cars are brand new in the box. Like I said, generally I take these things out of the box, I build them, or I put the decals on, and then I put them back in the box so that I can sell them as new, not used, right? Because it's better. I can make more if the car hasn't been played with. But this car has been played with, as far as I know. It probably, like I said, it probably belonged to a little boy, and his mom made him clean out his toy box. And so I ended up with this car anyway. All right, we're going to do the flag first. That's usually, the flag's like the hardest part because you got to get it on there square, and you got to get it on there just right, because I'll be putting the General Lee emblems on it, right? And I have to get those straight as well. But I usually match those up to the stripes on the flag once I get it all together. So we're going to give this just a minute to sit in that water and soften up, because once I put it on the car, I put water on the car on the top so that I can slide it around a little bit where I need it to be. And then I take another Q-tip and I just kind of chase the water out from underneath the decal to make sure it sticks. Okay, so my tweezers are here. But like I said, there's quite a few of these all over the country that I've done. I've probably done at least 20 of these cars, and I've had people buy them from all over the country. And I notice generally when I make these cars that people buy them like as gifts on like Christmas and stuff like that. And this is the hardest part, is trying to get this thing square. But I usually do a pretty good job at it. Here we go. And then I take a dry Q-tip. It's not quite straight. There we go. That's perfect right there. And you have to be real careful because sometimes these decals are kind of old. You know, people have these model kits, the General Lee model kits that they bought like aftermarket and stuff like that. And a lot of times what happens is they don't they end up not using the actual decals for the car. They make something else out of it, like a race car or something. So still crooked. It's really difficult to get this thing just right. I'm almost there, I think. And it's always the front that gives me a fit. See, I want to try and make sure that I leave enough space to put on the General Lee words. So I might let this dry a little bit before I put the letters on. There we go. Just like that. It's a little bit off. I try to put these things on as like close to perfect as I can. And I've actually even thought about the next time I do one of these, depending on, what's going on and everything, I'll put some clear coat on it so that the decals are underneath clear coat so that it's like a permanent fixture. That way, like when you play with it and stuff, it doesn't scratch up the decals. Because I imagine there are some people that buy these things, for their kids or whatever. And then, of course, what does a kid want to do? He wants to take his cool car out of the box and he wants to play with it, right? But if it's got clear coat on it, the decals will stay because the clear coat will act as a protectant. So I think the next one of these I do, I'll probably clear coat it. And that's part of the reason I took this one apart, is because I wanted to see how difficult it would be to do that, to take it apart and then clear coat it. And also for the reason that if I got another one that wasn't the right color, I wanted to see how difficult it would be to take it apart, paint it, and then put it back together. But the thing is that they've got these little bitty holes in these things. They've got these little bitty holes in these things that they burn. Basically, what they do is they mushroom the decal. Or, I mean, the plastic pieces. They put them in. They got slots that they put them in, and then they burn it. So they burn it down, and it keeps it from going anywhere. Anyway, so that's the top, just like that. All right. Now, you guys, this will be the first time I've ever done this live. Usually I sit at a table upstairs where the light's a little better. I mean, this light's good, but I don't want to make it too bright. So now we get the General Lee here. These are the ones I have to be real careful with, because if you fold these up, because of the way they're made, if you fold these at all, they won't be right. And if you mess this up, you're screwed, basically. So I try not to screw these up. Of course, I would hope that anybody that does one of these cars would. Yeah. Sorry, I dropped it. But I've only got 2 people watching. Man, that's kind of a drag. I did have a house full of people earlier. Anyway, we'll let that sit in there for a few seconds. Well, I guess the skip has gone out on the radio. Hello, Facebook viewer. I'm not sure who you are, but hello. It doesn't tell me who's on here. It should tell me who's watching, but I don't see. It doesn't say. I got one person watching on Facebook. Is that you, Ashley? Are you watching me on Facebook too? Okay. I got two people watching on Facebook. Yeah. All right, come on off of there. This is really delicate here, this part. Because this part here, if you fold this General Lee thing up, it's really hard to get it off of there and put it back on. And I think I got it just perfect. The first time, that's never happened before. All right. Decal's not sticking very well. Sometimes these older decals, you gotta do a little persuading to get them to stick. And that's where the clear coat would come in handy if I had some clear coat to put on it. I know somebody's talking on the radio over there. I don't know if you guys can hear them or not. There we go. There's one side. Yep. I'll do the other side here. Hello, Steve Lepner. What's happening? Good to see you in there. I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing here. I got this car, right? And I'm putting decals. I'm making it into a General Lee. This is something I do every now and then. Usually I sell these cars. I buy them pre-assembled. Now this one here I had taken apart, and I wanted to see how difficult it would be, like if I ever bought another one and had to buy one of the wrong color, how difficult it would be to take it apart, tape it up, and then paint it, and then put the decals on, clear coat it, and all that good stuff. So I kind of got an idea of what it would take to do that with this one. I just put this one back together a few minutes ago. My flag's not quite straight. Okay, and then that's not quite straight now either. But anyway, so the next one I do, if I have to buy one, see, because these cars, when you buy them in orange, for some reason, maybe it's because you feel drained. I'm sorry, Ashley. Maybe because they know that people are like, the orange ones are just more expensive. I don't know if it's the paint or what it is, but for some reason they're always a little more expensive. I got a good deal on this one. All right, that's one side. Let me do the other side here. I'll let this get in the water for a minute or two. Then we'll take it out and do the same thing. But generally it only takes me about, 30, 45 minutes or something to do these cars. Now I have taken different color cars and made other generals. Like I made one, it was the General Washington, and I used the number 76. And then I put the American flag, that was the flag they flew during the American Revolutionary War. And then I did a number 44 and made it a General Patton. I was able to get these decals out of a model car that I bought. It was, I guess it was like a, I don't know. I guess it was one that you could do like a lot of different cars with. So I bought it, and it had like General Washington, General Grant, and a couple others, but I did them historically correct. With the flags that are on them and everything, I did them historically correct. And then I put the right number on them, and they came with like extra flags and stuff, and numbers and letters. All right. It's up just a tad bit too far. I'm going to back that up a little bit. There we go. Looks like this one's going to turn out pretty good, though. I'd really like to have some music, but I'm afraid if I play music, then I'm going to get reprimanded by YouTube again. They're going to freaking slap me on the wrist. And because they took away my ability, like they do on Facebook. They took away my ability to post, put videos on, do lives or anything. And of course, I think they're in cahoots with Facebook anyway. Let's see here. It's a little too close on this side. Knock this one down just a tad. Like that right there. Okay, back this up and bring it up just a tad. No, don't do that. It's trying to fold up on me a little bit. All right, there we go. I don't know why this thing's not sticking very well. All right. There we go. Just like that. All right. Anyway, this one will be, I'll put this one on eBay for sale. The only bad part about having a car like this that I bought used is that I don't have a box for it. These things generally you can sell them better for a little more if they're in a box, because they're protected. So I'm going to have to change my setting on this one to used because it has been played with, like I said before. And there we go. Now, once I get this all on here, I'll let it dry before I handle it. I'll let it dry for a few hours or whatever before I handle it again. So I got to find something to prop this up with. Now these are the ones you have to really pay attention to, are these side doors. You have to make sure your surface is clean. And I have to line these up just right, because a lot of times what happens, because of the size of these numbers, if I put them on there too low, when you open the doors, it'll pull the numbers off. So I have to make sure that I'm up far enough that doesn't happen. But this is a good time killer too. If you're not doing anything and you just want to do something fun and constructive without, having to go out and do shit, then this is a good thing to do. Plus, I make money. Like I said, I make a little money off of these too when I do them. I don't make a lot. Generally, what I try to do is if I get a car in and they get the decals, the cars usually cost me around $30. At least that's for the orange ones anyway. And like I say, the orange ones cost a little more. But I can get these, and I try to sell them for like twice what I have in them. So if I get a car for $30, and I think these decal kits cost me about $8. I get them on eBay, and they cost me about $8, something like that. And then so if I spend 30 for the car and I spend $8 for the decals, then I try to sell them for about $70, 75. I have pulled in as I put one on eBay one time for people to bid on, and I think I pulled like $125 for it. But it was a guy that was down in Texas, and his son really, or I guess his son or his grandson, wanted one for Christmas, and it just so happened that he found mine, and he bought it from me, which was really cool. So I made sure, I treated him right with it. I packed it up really nice and secure and everything, so it wouldn't get damaged during shipping and all that good stuff. All right, here we go. All right, break loose. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Come on off of there. Here we go. All right, now. Man. These letters are a little big. A little bigger than usual. All right. These here are really easy to mess up if you don't get them on here just right. Like I say, the doors open on these cars when I do them. So they have to be perfectly straight, and they have to be right along that line. Or when you open the door, it'll pull a decal off. Back that up a little bit. And also what I try to do is I try to put the 0 like right in the middle of the rear view mirror, or in the center, you know what I mean, of the rear view mirror. This is really tedious, or it can be, to do this. And the thing is that if it doesn't go on quite right, you can't take these back off. So I kind of slide them around, I leave them a little sticky, and then I slide them around the way they need to be slid, and that kind of thing. All right, there we go. And then getting them to match is another hard part. There we go. Yep. That door's not quite the right color. I just noticed that door looks a little bit different. It looks a little lighter than the rest of the car for some reason. Maybe they had a couple of these things that they took apart and put together, and that's why it looks that way. I have to usually too, because they make these, and there are a couple different oranges that they use on these, and maybe because they had one that was that color, maybe the door broke or something. They used one off of another car to. They may have used one off of another car to fix it with. I've had that happen too. I get a car and get Dee to explain to you if she can understand what. Sent you a pic of the cyst removal. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know why you would want to do that, but okay. All right, other side. Here we go. We're almost done, guys and girls and people. They didn't send. Usually, when they do these, they have. They usually have flags that go on the back, but they don't have the flags on these this time for some reason. I think I've got a set of flags upstairs. It's a checker flag and a rebel flag that are crossed, and they usually have these. Why I don't have any freaking viewers tonight? Okay, I got Steve Lepner watching on Facebook, and I got Ashley watching on YouTube. So I would know too. Okay, well, I don't know if Dee knows anything about that, but I'll ask her. So I'm almost done. I've been doing this for an hour and 15 minutes now. So we've gotten something accomplished. Yep. I just can't believe I haven't had more people check in. Usually I do. My battery on my phone's at 15%, so it's going to die pretty soon. And I don't have a cord down here to plug it in with. I don't think that one's long enough, and that's not the right kind anyway. I don't think. Let's see here. Oh, that's not the right kind of cord. All right. There we go. I'll give this a couple more minutes or a couple more seconds. You sent your mom in pics as well? Well, if anybody knows about that kind of stuff, your mom should, I guess. I know she's talked about having lady problems like that before herself. I kind of wondered a few times if it was bullshit or not, but that's just me. All right. So I got to watch a hockey game tonight too. The Blues are playing the Canadiens tonight, I think. They won last night. I'm hoping maybe they'll pull off another win on the road and then come home all refreshed and ready to kick ass at home. Like I said, this is a really tedious process, or it can be. Got this glue is really weird looking. It's like white. I guess it's a water-based glue that they apply to these decals, maybe. But I try to make them as perfect as I can. I need a charger? No, I don't. Oh, you mean a phone charger, not a car charger, or like a real car, like a Dodge Charger. No, I don't need a Dodge Charger. That's for sure. I would definitely get myself in trouble if I had horsepower and could use it. Don't think I wouldn't. because I would. I've had Camaros and things like that have gotten me in trouble because I drove them too fast, did more than the speed limit, stuff like that. That one tried to come off. Y'all see that? Let's see here. All right. All right, guys and girls, I think that's it. I think I'm all done. There's the other side. Yep, just like that. God, that car, that door looks like it's a different color, doesn't it? It's almost like they took two cars and made one. I'll have to message the people that I bought this car from and see if they had an issue with it and had to use two cars to make one or something. It may very well be true. It may be that whoever the kid was that owned this car may have been playing with it and broke one of the doors. Maybe they kind of didn't have a choice but to. Man, that thing's not. Top of that zero is not staying. These decals are a little older, I can tell by the way they're going on. They're not dry, but the glue seems to not be working the way it should. A little bit. That side stuck pretty good. Anyway, so there you have it, folks. One General Lee car. Yep. Well, there we go. I like the ones that have like underneath. They paint all this stuff in silver, the exhaust and everything. I like those better. It's a little more intricate, a little more detail. Well, that's what it looks like completed. Yep. All right. Well, so I'm done, folks. I'm going to go. Dee's going to fix hamburgers on the grill tonight. And I got some tomato and some lettuce that I'm going to put on my burger tonight. And some jalapenos. You know, jalapenos are really good on burgers, by the way. I figured out I never really ate spicy food before I moved here. And then I met a woman that likes spicy food. Talking about Dee. And I like really spicy foods now for some reason. But anyway, that's it for me, folks. I hope everybody enjoyed my live broadcast tonight. Even though I really didn't get much traffic, I'm hoping maybe it will once it goes live or whatever. Well, I mean, it's already live, but for some reason, I guess Sundays, probably everybody's watching football. They don't have time for me, but that's okay. All right. So anyway, all right, Ashley. So what was it you wanted? A shirt? You wanted a shirt like this, or you wanted a car like this? Let me know before I go. Because I'm almost done here. I'm getting ready to turn it off. So for you folks watching on Facebook, if you stopped in or if you see this later, thanks for watching my video. Comment if you feel free to watch the whole thing. You want a car like this? Okay, I'll do what I can. Anyway, all right, you guys take it easy. A car like that? Okay. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, you guys have a good evening, and we'll talk to you on another time. All right. I love you too, Ashley. Take it easy. Have a good week. I'll see you guys again tomorrow afternoon, or at least the ones on my YouTube account. I'll talk to you guys on YouTube tomorrow. And as far as you guys on Facebook, I probably won't be alive on Facebook again for another week or so. But if you stopped in on Facebook to see me, I appreciate you coming in and talking to me at least, or saying hello. You guys have a good night. See you later.